Just did my last kayak ride of the season, I think, or the weather will keep being amazing. It's November 20th. This is crazy. I live in Michigan and it is not a warm place. I did not play ukulele out on the water because I was kind of scared. I've never been on Lake Makatawa in Holland, Michigan. You know, where Sufjan Stevens went to school. I say that a lot because it makes me feel good about this sort of place I never knew about and never meant to live near or in or anything. So it makes me feel kind of connected to the world and things. To name drop. So what am I talking about? I name dropped when I lived in Chicago too. I mean, if you really think about what name dropping is, oh boy, it's full of water. That's what name dropping is. Maybe. Yeah, actually. But also, name dropping is, you know, a way to feel connected, I think, to things bigger than yourself. And while it may be a gross habit culturally, because you don't want to watch people be so excited about themselves and impressed with who they know, it's not malicious. It's coming from a place of wanting to feel more relevant than you, your small self, feels. You know, if no one around you has ever heard of you, and then you say, well, I shared earbuds with Robin Williams' daughter while I taught her how to sing a song that I wrote. Her name's Zelda, and that's in the movie Were the World Mine. It's not like I went around saying that all the time, but like, it's kind of fun thing to say. It makes me feel connected to the culture of my youth, you know, growing up watching Robin Williams and Mork and Mindy, just barely. I'm not really from that era, but sitcoms, syndication. And then if I told people that Wendy Roby was in the film, and it's like, she's from Twin Peaks. I never really watched Twin Peaks, but people would like flip out, and she's super, super nice. So it was fun to be able to tell people that she was my friend and was really nice. You know? So yeah, it's not great name dropping. I mean, I met a ton of famous people in New York. Like Bill Finn, who wrote Falsettos and also the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. Like, he really liked my music. More than Michael John LaChusa did. He didn't like my music. They were like our assistant professors or guest adjunct faculty. Like, they would come in and survey our work. But like, William Finn really liked my work when I was only like 22 years old. And he wanted me to like collaborate, or maybe not collaborate, just like, I don't know, kind of be in his world. He's a really cool guy, you know? And it's like, I remember when I used to feel an impulse to name drop that. It's like, then I kind of stopped talking about that one, and then became the next thing and the next thing. Like, there was a guy named Rob Christie who worked at Capitol Records who kind of sort of signed a girl that I was writing songs for when I was in Chicago. And that was interesting to talk about Capitol Records. Or like my first album, Du bist einen Vogel. It was released under my name, Jessica Fogel. That was produced by someone who was good friends with the Wachowskis. And like, I sat in the chair that Keanu Reeves sat in, you know, in the movies, in the Matrix movies, because it was all on the Wachowskis set, you know. And so here I was 1 degree removed from the Wachowskis all of a sudden, just because this really nice guy named Ethan Stoller saw me at a show and wanted to produce an album for me for free, because he was kind of shocked that I didn't have any albums online or MySpace or anything. Like, I wouldn't even release anything back then, but I was playing shows, so I didn't have merch. I mean, I couldn't conceive of putting Jessica Fogel on a shirt. Like, I just never knew what to do back when I lived in Chicago. So even when I did that official album release show, and that's another video. I ramble about that in another video, but I didn't know much about how to book a release show back then, or how to even believe in yourself enough to talk to promoters or bookers or anything. Like, I believed in my own music. Like, I believed that what I was writing was really good, and I was getting really good feedback from audiences, but I didn't know how to like then turn around and tell people who ran venues or labels or press that I had value. Like, I didn't know how to sell myself right. Even some basic things like just keeping it really short and including media. Plus, I'm growing up in the era where everything's changed every 5 years. Now it's changing almost every 2 years. Like, I'm MySpace, I'm that era. I'm the beginning of YouTube, I'm that era. I was like a YouTube darling right in the beginning. My first video ever, I think, had over 1,000 views. And I don't think any of my views in the last any of my videos in the last 5 years have had 1,000 views. Just not very well known. Except that, now we have this movie on Broadway HD under the category Movies We Love, mixed in with all other Broadway stuff, so it's like I'm really well known for some things. I don't know. What does well known have to do with anything? Why am I talking about this? Oh, because I name dropped Sufjan Stevens going to college in Holland, Michigan. Like, can't Holland, Michigan just also be Holland, Michigan? Yes, it can. But I don't know when I'll get over this. I think the beginnings of getting over things, my hands are cold and I was just showing like I don't have enough calluses and they're cold. I think the beginnings of getting over things is beginning to talk about them without shame. So that's why I talk about this, because I don't want to shame myself for having these secret thoughts and feelings. And I don't want to shame myself for having personality traits that other people find detestable. Yeah, I name drop a little. Whoop-de-doo. I'm also probably nicer than a lot of people. Or I'm friendlier. Friendlier is probably a better word for it. I'm also very introverted. Nice is the wrong word for it. I'm kind. So I guess I could go around shaming people that are mean. And you could shame me for being excited about life, I guess. Like a puppy dog. I know I've lost friends over being too puppy doggish. But you have to learn, I think you have to learn, or I have to learn to think of that as resonance. Like, maybe you're just not similar enough. And the way they need to be negative or grump about things in order to process difficulties, maybe that shuts me down. And maybe me being really enthusiastic and positive shuts a lot of people down. I know it does. Because, there's this whole new thing of, like, toxic positivity, which I know if you type in Jessica in the Rainbow toxic positivity, I know I've made a ramble about that before. Because positivity itself is not toxic. It's your intention underneath why you're being positive. Like, if you're being positive to silence somebody's negativity because you don't want to hear their negativity, then you're trying to, like, eradicate their existence right then. Like, that's not great. There's so much to see. There's so much to be here. There's so much to know. There's so many places to go, dear. And there's so much we want. There's so much we need in this place, in outer space, in our minds, in our feet, in our breath, the way we breathe. So much to make here, so many roads to take here, there's so many ways to break and break others, there's so much to see in the air. Look around. If you don't like your view, look the other way and see what's in front of you. It used to be behind you, but you were turned around, and there's a great big sound waiting for you in your mind. And like the world, every tiny thing is a microcosm of your heart. This wind contains the seed of wind, and my voice that's getting louder and stronger contains the seed of the future me, and I can grow in ways I didn't know I would grow or could grow. And you will too if you let me hold your hand and show you another view. I don't know where we're going to really, but I'm glad you trust me finally. I don't know where we're going to really, but I'm glad you trust me, and I'm glad you found me. And I'm glad I found you too, dear. I love you for my whole life, here or anywhere we go, 'cause you're my favorite kayak partner to the clouds. And I want to sing this song out loud like a love song to the air in Michigan. And I don't know if I'll come this way again, but I know I'll be back again every year for you. It's true, it's true, it's true, it's true. Well, that's me writing a love song that didn't start as a love song but ended as a love song. And there's my view. Oh, there's my feet. There's my pier. There's some water. That's what I looked at in the second half of the song. And this kind of ugly view is what I looked at in the first half of the song. And then I changed my view. Which I changed my view specifically because that's what the song was about. So I was like, wait, I need a better view too. Well, there we go. Last kayak of the season. My legs are cold. My fingers kind of hurt. This ukulele isn't the best. It's a waterproof ukulele or a water-resistant ukulele. See, I almost couldn't do the air quotes. I think I'm colder than I realized because I have adrenaline going because I just kayaked on November 20th, 2020. 2020. Wait. 2020. 2020. There, I made a hand sign. 1, 2. You got to do the first 2 forward, second 2 back. No, it should be the other way. Wait. I mean, I know hindsight is 2020, but in my case, I was going backwards, and now I'm going forwards. That's the story of my personal life, because I was shelving all my albums, wondering what I should do with my time, making up new songs all the time, and then never just looking at the real content of my life that I really wanted to spend time on and spend time in, which I think sometimes you learn that you don't want to do certain things, but then you need to take them down from the shelves and let yourself off the hook from the to-do list that you've created for your future time. Like, if you create to-do lists for your own future, then you're saying, dear future me, you're not allowed to enjoy your life. You have to do these lists of things that I thought of in what is now your past. And like, that's torture. Don't torture yourself. I'm talking to me. Hi, me. Don't torture yourself anymore. If you want to do certain things, you'll know by the enthusiasm and the flow that you will feel in moving forward with them. And if you don't want to do certain things, stop writing them down on to-do lists, even in your own mind. Let yourself off the hook. Let the hook come out of you. It's like a fishing hook. It's like one of those grappler hooks that looks like this, and it's got a metal, and it's like attached. So every idea, like picture every idea. Well, no, I'm not going to tell you my weirdo ways that I imagine things and let things go. Okay, fine, I will. It's super weird though. But like visualizing, like, I mean, I don't know if it's actual demons or if it's just like ideas, or if it's just like negativity that gets stuck in us. It's kind of gross. It's a gross thing to talk about. But if negativity and other people's ideas and other people's bad moods and energies and bad attitudes get stuck in us ever since we're 0 years old, and then our bodies become this dumping ground, this garbage can of negativity and negative thoughts, it's like we think that's us. We think that's who we are, but we know that's not who we are because we remember being like 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 years old, whatever is your earliest memory. We know that we felt lighter than we feel now or when we're older. I mean, I can't say now for myself because I've done so much inner work that now I feel really, really light, just like I did when I was a kid. Obviously, I feel light. Part of what feeling light is just feeling free to be yourself. And obviously, I feel free to be myself. Like, wow, what is this channel? I don't know. Oh my gosh. Where was I going with that? Oh yeah, so if you feel hair and anyway, if you feel rainbow, if you feel inspired, if you feel like there's negativity stuck in you, it's not you, it's negativity. It's something you picked up. And if you're not the type of person that can learn how to change your mind through self-help books or therapy or whatever, if words just tangle you up and trip you up and you like talk yourself out of your own best interests, then words probably aren't going to be your method. So maybe you're like me and you need to like visualize it, like pulling out of you and like seeing some sort of like negativity cloud, like a cloud of gross something, or like a Slimer from Ghostbusters or something, and just like pull it out of your body and just be like it's imagination, but who cares if it's imagination? It might work for you. It works for me. And then just like pull it out. And if you feel at the end of it that it is trying to hold on to you, then that might be real. Like, we don't know. What do you know about the spiritual realm? What do I know about the spiritual realm? Like, we don't know. And by spiritual realm, I mean people who believe in God, like Christian, Muslim, like tons of religions that believe in like a one God. Or I mean, you know, all the way down to like people who believe there are spirits everywhere, and some of those might not be positive. Some of them might be effing with you. Like people who love Halloween and draw creepy demons all the time as part of their art. Like, I don't get why you would nurture that. It's not going to nurture you back. It may feel cool, but like, I just don't get it. So whatever, you know my thoughts on that. But like, if you don't want to be full of that kind of negativity and darkness, like, I don't know, there's a lot more solutions than just go to therapy. Because if you're like me, go to therapy meant talking more, and I can tangle myself up worse than I was tangled. That's just, and other people can't help with it unless I trust them. And almost every therapist I've ever had failed me in some way by me being able to sense either their impatience, their boredom, their frustration with me, she's just a paying client, it's 55 minutes, I gotta let you go. Like, it's not the perfect model. Therapy is new. Just remember that. I'm not against therapy, but therapy is new science. So just as good could be a really intelligent sister, best friend, anybody who you've known for 20 years who knows you and can help call you out on your stuff, and vice versa. Like, who knows? You don't know. I don't know. Or maybe you're friends with someone who happens to be a therapist. I don't know. I'm just riffing. Anyway, there's a lake. This is actually called Big Bay, and Lake Makatawa is the big one, and there's a couple different bays, and then Lake Michigan is all the way out there. So I saw someone walking by, and it made me self-conscious, and that always changes my flow a little bit, which is kind of why I like nature, which is partly how I stopped wanting to move back to a city. But I had always wanted to move back to Chicago or New York, or pick a new city. Portland and Seattle were the biggest ones I was always interested in the last few years. But I just noticed my feet are really cold, and that's probably not a good thing. I'm gonna go. Bye!